I am Rose Fianza. Avong Nen Suvani is a place where people can relax. A place where they can come and learn with this setup of the Native Museum, which is actually bits and pieces of the Ibaloy implements. The vision of the place is where people can relax and learn, and we're not trying to revive anything here, but we're trying to preserve traditional, whatever is left with the clan, and also the traditional way of farming, yung mga food preservative like smoked meat, we call it kinoday in Ibaloy, and we call it kiniing in Kangkanai. Plus other things that is traditional to the people of Kapangan and similarly to the people of Benguet. So that's the place we're slowly developing it, and hopefully eventually we'd be able to provide what outsiders or people who would want to have a place where they can experience the life of the people here. Avong Nen Suvani. So Avong, you call it, it's a native house for the Ibaloys. Suvani is the native name of my mom. She got it from her aunt na binigay sa kanya. And she's known for that aside from her Christian name. So what better way to give respect to your mom than using her name? It's keeping it alive. Kasi if you notice, magaganda ang mga native names ng mga tao noon. And we also plan to name the rooms or whatever facility we have after the native names of the siblings of my mom. It's a native house designed after the house that we grew up with. Typically, Benguet house or Ibaloy houses are elevated. It's really that design, plus we didn't use any pine wood. The native house is a story of 27 poles of mahogany. And we try to just depict ano yung itsura ng mga bahay noon. In a way, it used to have a roof made out of reed, but we had to change that because of change of weather, climate change, the danger of forest fire, or it's fire hazard kasi, the material. So it kind of modernized it, but the whole place is still made out of traditional materials found in this area like mahogany, milina, mga ganun po na materials. And the design is really originally Ibaloy talaga na bahay. The place is, we accommodate homestay for visitors, and we have at this time 5 rooms being used for visitors. And when they come to Kapangan, aside from staying here, they can actually explore other places in Kapangan, the Amburayan River. We have several waterfalls like the Body Falls, Avong Falls during summer especially, or not really summer but before the onset of rainy season. We also have some cave and the farms, and actually we also offer, if they want to, whatever is the season, planting season, harvest season, we can also connect them with the farmers to be able to experience such. So there are a lot of places where they can actually visit, especially if they love trekking, nature. It's more on really communing with nature. It's experiencing hands-on or first-hand with the farmer. For native dish lovers like pinikpikan, we have with kinoday or kiniing, we have that. There are some also na may mga traditional dishes kasi na talagang hinahanap ng iba or gustong ma-experience, like the pising with pinikpikan. Depende po sa request ng mga guests natin. And we always try to encourage them to experience that. If there's probably a ritual nearby, if it's okay for them to attend, we also do that, or if there's a ritual here na nataon, we also, of course, share it with them. Normally, it's the native dish. The favorite of everyone is the pinikpikan and the kinuday and some vegetables. We also try to grow our own vegetables. Mahilig kasi ang mga tao like yung sili. So we have that, and we try to, para kasing hindi sila nakakain pag wala yun. So we make sure that we have abundant supply of that. The gabi, the pising, we also have that always, almost all of the time. Kasi pag may naghanap, hindi pare-parehas ang bisita, no? So, and also, the market is just like 3 minutes ride or with a tricycle. They can also go there and pick fresh harvested vegetables, or if not, go mismo dun sa mga gardeners if they really want to pick their vegetables. We can also arrange that. So Kapangan is not really a sleepy town, but there's not much like activity like when you go to Sagada or you go to Mountain Province. But we have something to offer here. And Kapangan is like an hour away from Trinidad. And people come here via jeep, via if they have private vehicle. Sometimes we also arrange for a service pag hindi nila alam paano pumunta dito. And there was a time that the Sagada Environmental Tour Guides came here to train our tour guides. So the assessment was they can actually come to Kapangan before going to Sagada, because here they can experience the waterfalls, the cave, the farmlands, the mountains. So it's a pretty amazing town. And the reason why I've also put up this place is to cater to visitors, because we don't have, here in Kapangan, we don't have hotels, but we have homestay. So that's also one of the reasons I put this up. Plus, of course, my dream of having my own museum, where they can actually learn something about us, the people of Kapangan. Those kinds of things. So, and I am very proud to be from the place. When I started dreaming about the museum, I started collecting, setting aside what I can find in places that I go to. So we have the bitad. It's made out of cow skin and carabao skin. Yung tali po na ginagamit noon. And then we also have the katat, the one on the wall. That is actually from a cow skin given to me by a friend of mine before she retired from the provincial office, Miss Ma'am Lolit Bentres. The bitad was given by Dr. Cabato. And this one here, the native dress, is actually an original dress from a cousin of mine. And then the canteen that they used to use during even the war. And if you come here, you'll see a working hand sewing machines. That has a story, and they need to come here to get to know the story about that. We have several farm implements. The famous kayabang, that is how we transport our goods from the farm. And then this is how you use it, wrapped around your forehead. Plus the native bags, or the famous pasiking that we carry our implements or anything. Siguro ngayon bag, pero noon pasiking. So there are several items here that really came from clan, friends, families. And since my friends know that I am into putting up a museum, they kind of try to find me something that I can put here. And I'm trying not to crowd this place, but I want just a little bit, one of each, so that I'd be able to explain and put it on display that it wouldn't be too crowded. And this gas stove that I have here, some students came one time and I was trying to explain to them that it was used for cooking. But the student said, "Tita, pasensya, but I cannot relate on how people can use that to cook on, no?" So things like that. So it's more of an educational experience, or for younger generation, or even those who haven't experienced it, to get to know and maybe get a glimpse of how is it in the past. It's very unique. It's actually used by the Kalanguyas and it's owned by the late Fiscal Felix Cabading. So it's very unique and I'm trying to preserve it as much as I can because you can't find people who can say like make it instantly for you. So it's a remembrance from him and to the family. It's like an abaka that they found in the place and neatly woven nylon tie na maliit. So ginagamit yan to ward off the cold and also the rain. I think what we're missing is we supposed to be the cultural masters who would be teaching the craft of like the making of the wooden plate or how they make it before. It's more, and younger generation are not into it. I think the generation that used to know that, medyo wala na silang tuturuan because the interest shifted to something else. We're into technology, we're into a lot of things. We cannot do away from like, imported products. So, and that is unfortunate, no? Like this one, the making of the kayabang, only few nowadays makes this. We were trying to preserve it, but how will you sustain it if the younger generation is not into it? We still have cultural masters like this one, this winnower, you call it kayabang. You can find it in the households, but it's no longer being used. It's there and lalabas kung gagamitin. Here sa Avong, we use it all the time for drying, for rice, for anything else. Somebody from Ayala Museum said nga na, the house itself is the living museum. But unfortunately, as much as I want to come up with some souvenirs, I don't want to go there yet because I might not be able to sustain it. That's my concern. But what I can offer is for them to see some things or a glimpse of what they used to have in the past. Given what we've experienced, the pandemic, the city life that's so, busy, crowded. I think naman I've observed some who comes home from abroad that they invest balik sa probinsya. And that's good because meaning to say they really want to have a peaceful, quiet environment. And also, I think I noticed a lot still of students are into agriculture courses, which is good. And hopefully, they come back home and apply what they've learned, practice what they've learned about, so that maybe for our farmers, we'll really keep and maintain yung whatever remains in our agricultural lands. And hopefully, ma-encourage natin ang mga kabataan, or even all of us now, we're experiencing climate change. And hindi sa yung now, but sana even before na matulungan natin yung mga advocacy ng iba na to protect the environment. I'm encouraging people, we plant as much as we can anywhere. We try to get either fruit trees, whatever kinds of fruits. But the key is, I think, not bringing in a lot of plants that are not endemic to the area, but planting more what is endemic in the area. So that's what I kind of do with my relatives and friends here, encouraging them to propagate what is endemic in the area and plant more. Kasi yan yung kailangan dito because one of the problems of Kapangan is irrigation. Water in most places, tubig ang problema. So if we don't reforest, if we don't keep planting, sooner or later, mahihirapan tayo, including the agricultural sector. Plus, of course, kung dadami yung mga tao. First, I would like to thank Agri sa Agri for visiting the Avong and for featuring. Maraming salamat sa pagpunta nyo dito. And to all out there, Avong Nen Suvani is a simple place if you just want to relax, you just want to stay away from the hustle-bustle of the city. We have for you a quiet place that you can relax and enjoy. May mga nagsasabi, sana dapat walang signal. Sana may nagsasabi, dapat malakas ang signal. So, whatever is your preference, So it's a quiet place where you can relax. Hopefully, we can do more improvements in the area, but as of now, we accommodate homestay guests. It depends, whatever it is that you like, we will try to accommodate anything na gusto ng bisita. Ang ano lang po is, what you see is what you get in the place. Huwag po tayo maghanap ng magarbong ano, kasi Avong po ito, native place, and sabay ko mata kayo di mabisita dyan Avong, dyan pan inanaan, pan relaxan. Salamat dyan pa siya.